the eligibility rules that have affected this World Cup with obviously Andrew Fafita telling Mal he wasn't playing for Australia, not quite short time before, and he had weeks to tell him about Tonga, which up to Andrew and Mal, and that's fine. But do you think we need to look at it as a game on how players decide who they're going to play for, when they're deciding, and a long-term commitment as well? I don't think is it right to be able to flip between nations?
Look, I agree with you. I think we need to have a time there. There's got to be some sort of length of time that you've got to let the coach know what you want to do. Obviously, it's very difficult with the World Cup being played once every 3 or 4 years. You know, for Andrew Fafita, for example, wants to play for Tonga. Well, it'll be another 3 or 4 years before he gets the opportunity to do that again. So I guess in a lot of ways it is very difficult. But if we lay the law down straight away and put it there and say, right, this is it. If you decide you want to play for Tonga, you play for Tonga all the time. You can't next year play State of Origin for New South Wales and then play for Australia and then in another 2 or 3 years' time decide, well, no, I want to go and play for Tonga again. I just think they've got to stipulate rules and stick to them. And you can't blame the players because the players are allowed to do it. It's the people running the game. They've got to bring the law in and they've got to stick by it. And it is difficult. And I can understand someone like Cameron Smith, Cooper Cronk, that's played for Australia for God knows how many tests. You probably will never see them play a World Cup again. Now, if one of those guys said, I'd like to play
Scotland
or something because my great-grandparents come from Scotland, wouldn't be a problem.
You respect it.
You know, they've done a good job for the country, for Australia. You would let them do that. But apart from that, I think they've got to come in with laws because to me, it makes the Rugby League World Cup a bit of a farce, and you don't want that. We've seen some great games. We've seen some wonderful atmosphere, as you mentioned about the Papua New Guineans there, and even when Lebanon played, the support they received from the Lebanese community, you know, it's been fantastic, and that's what you want in the game. But we also need to make sure that we don't have other parts of our game make it look like a bit of a farce.